Hey guys, welcome to the Imperium Total War mod preview. So we're starting off with the Rebellion one, which allows you to play as the Roman Rebellion faction. The faction is Terminus, Maximus Augustus. Terminus, I believe, is the name of one of the developers of the mod, or the lead developer, I'd imagine, as the mod is sort of named after his username. But yeah, you sort of Roman Christendom and all that. So yeah. This faction is very interesting. It's quite a hard faction. I know it says initial challenge is normal. It's really not, and you'll see why when I go into the campaign map. Now, they've also changed the banners of the different Roman nations as well, which I'll show you now. Here we are. Now, as you see, you got the just 15 units. It's not a 20 full stack yet. Obviously, upgrade your troops as well, which is good. And as you can see, there's different banners for the different Roman nations, the Roman Empire. You can see the Eastern Roman Byzantine. It's actually called the Byzantine Empire actually this time around, which is interesting. Obviously, the Romans are very powerful at the start. What I did when I played around with them a few weeks ago, I played as these faction and invaded Rome straight away. Started attacking their regions and went straight for Italy. That's something you should not do, because the Roman nation, once you get into Italy, you eventually get swarmed and fucked over. I remember having an epic battle on the bridge, and then another Roman army flanked behind me, and I was fighting the battle on two fronts, and yeah, I was fucked. Yeah, I was just never going to win that battle. It was an intense battle, and we killed a hell of a lot of Romans down there. Many Roman blood died that day. But my advice for this nation is to attack the barbarian nations. Not bother with attacking the Roman nations, because you're on even ground with the Romans. You have the same units as them, and you sort of don't really have much of a chance in beating them. So, you could actually go around sacking these settlements and raze them to the ground. Raising them would give you a bit of a buffer to the other Roman nations as well, and give you some more cash. You are making money so far, and it's probably the best thing to do. Start raiding. Of course, if it's able to, you can split them off and attack at once, but there you go. Anyway, that's it pretty much for the Roman Rebellion nation. Do not, I mean, you can attack Rome if you like, but I would not. Now, looking at the technology, it's very similar to the other mod, to the base game, is the right word for it. You can obviously raise forces as well, Titus Magnus and all that. And yeah, you start off with a kid called Terminus Caesar. Augustus, quite an interesting name, but yeah, that's it for this part of the mod. Anyway, let's go on to the Imperium one, which is much more detailed. All right, guys, here we are for the Imperium campaign. Now, this is done a lot better, as you can see, and there's a lot more detailed and more of a background, as you can see, logo and stuff. The other one was sort of just, I think it was an early build of this mod now, an early game. Now, you can do a multiplayer campaign as well, of course. You obviously click on the Imperium campaign. Click on any of the others, they won't work. Now, this is quite an interesting little game. I do kind of want to play this, even though it's very similar. But I won't play Britannia. I'll explain in a minute why to not play Britannia. Actually, basically, I play as Britannia, and it's a hard faction. Like, you got the Picts at the north, you got a Viking Horde faction there. You have the Irish attacking Wales. You have rebellions. You have the Saxons and the Franks. It's a fucking nightmare. And I died. I remember I was an epic standoff at the Siege of Londinium, and my army was already just fucked. I mean, the best strategy for that is just defend and burn the northern part of Britannia, maybe. Maybe you might do the series with Britannia if I'm feeling brave. So you obviously have the Roman hegemony, which is obviously the other nations around you will be puppets. So you have the Roman hegemony, the province of Gaul, the province of Hispania, which is actually, these puppet nations do rebel as well. Province of Germania, which is another quite difficult faction, as you can see. Province of Britannia, which I may actually play if I can be bothered. The province of Africa, which is another interesting faction. In terms of Rome, I'll probably play as the East or something. I'm already doing a campaign as the Western Roman Empire as well, and that's hell enough. So you got the theme of Egypt, you got the Corinthian revolt. So basically, you have the Spartan rebellion, which is quite cool. Maybe you might play as them. You got the Byzantine hegemony as well. The theme, which is the theme or the fem, I think. It's definitely the fem. Got the Fem of Crete, which is a very Greek sort of nation. I may even play as these guys. They're like the idea of the Poseidon star thing. It's quite cool. Of course, you have the Sassanids. You have the Jute, who are the new faction up in Britannia. You've got the Alan Hordes. Got the Visigoths, the Suebians, the Ostrogoths, the Vandals. I think some of their start positions are a bit different. I think. Pretty sure Ostrogoth is a horde, not a... Maybe they have changed it, I don't know. You got the Alamans, you got the new faction called the Teutons, which does look quite cool. Maybe I'll play as them, but I'm not quite sure. You got the Burgundians, the Franks, the Langobards, the Saxons. So a lot of factions are similar to what we've had before in the base game. The Axum, the Tanakids, who are also a horde. The Judeo, which are the Jewish hordes. Which I think I played a bit as them, but it's quite a hard faction, as you can see. It's legendary. So yeah, some of these factions are quite hard. They're not easy. You can't just play the Jewish one and think, oh, that's been an easy campaign, because your units are shit in comparison to the Roman troops. Even though Rome's very split up, but because they're different puppet states and they're quite easy and they're quite in their own respective area and focus on one area in their faction, they can beat the shit out of you easily. Himyar, the Garamantians. The Lakhmids as well. The nomadic tribes. You've got the Huns, of course. You've got the Sabirs, the White Huns. I may even do a campaign where I do a multiplayer campaign with someone. I mean, play as each of the Huns. I say, for example, I play as the Huns and I get someone else to play as the White Huns. It'd be win easily, but it'd be a fun series. Got the Danes, the Jutes, the Geats, the Danians, the Picts, and the Caledonians as well. So yeah, they're quite easy. I say easy, they're not. But we'll show off the Fem of Crete. There's not much. I could show you up there, but no point. I'll let you guys check that out for yourselves. But for the purpose of this, we'll show off the faction of Crete. I don't know why I'm saying Crete. It's fucking Crete. Okay, guys, here we are, the campaign map. Now, actually, I noticed this. That Crete is actually at war with the Eastern Roman Empire, or the Eastern Byzantine hegemony, I should say. We're actually allied with the Corinthians, which is interesting. So the theme of Crete start off at war with pretty much all of Rome. Which makes me want to play this faction even more. It'd be a hard faction, but you're an island faction, and it's quite fun. But yeah, obviously the Byzantine hates us. You can have a nice little border with Corinth, and they can hate Greece, and you can take Turkey and all that. That should be fun. But I obviously start a war with all the Roman nations, so everyone pretty much hates your guts, apart from the barbarians. You got the Thema Pontus, I think? There's one up there, apparently, that isn't playable. But yeah, looking at Corinth, they have a decent, Lucius Vesuvius Magnus, which is quite a mouthful. They got Sextus Magnus as well. You do have a decent fleet as well, which looks very nice. Which is makes sense. You're an Iron Nation. Actually, you don't actually have any military troops raised or armies. You just have navy, which is interesting. So that's your probably first objective, is to build up a navy. Your public isn't too bad either. So I definitely want to do this faction if we can. Or I could do even better. I can do a multiplayer campaign and get someone to play as Corinth, and then I'll play as like Crete. That'd be awesome. Maybe I'll get Mythic or Hazard or someone to do it with me, if they're up for the challenge. The challenge of fighting all of Rome. Oh, what a fun series that would be. Anyway, that's mainly it. I mean, we've got different objectives. The technology is a bit different. Nah, I think it's the same, really. Most technology is usually the same. I do like the whole Poseidon star thing. It's quite nice. But yeah, I know Hazard would definitely like this one because it's got the Spartans, and he loves the Spartans. Anyway, we'll probably end it here. I mean, I could go off and show you, but I'd rather let you guys check it out for yourselves and see if you enjoy it, and see if give it a surprise. It makes you install it then. Oh, it can be an evil bastard sometimes. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little mod review. It does look a really nice mod, and I really recommend it. Obviously, you can be a bit of a pirate nation as well. A bit like the Barbary States, or the Pirates and Empire Turtle War, you can sort of go off and attack and all that. Anyway, you can also raid and sack and all that, all around the land over there. That'd be awesome. I'm definitely doing this. Okay, we're ending this off here. I thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this mod review, and I hope you try it out for yourself. I would recommend it. You do have quite a few thems over there that you can't play as, which is a shame, but I think there's a limit for factions or something, maybe. Anyway, we're ending this off here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, rather. And I hope you enjoy. I hope you give this mod a go.